Today's the day I found out my best friend of 25 years has been stealing from me. 50 bands minimum, 100. My dog. Would he do anything for this nigga, gang? Shit crazy. Stop moving, my nigga.
Man, let's talk betrayal. When somebody close to you betrays you and they just break that trust that you have with them, it hits different. It's not the same. You just can't look past it. You can't brush past it. It hurts a lot. And that's what happened to YourRAGE. He was hurt. He was destroyed. He was angry. He was filled with a lot of emotions because this was his brother, not by blood, but his brother that he was in the trenches with, that he brought up with him. He provided this guy with everything: shoes, clothes, housing. He probably even put money on his books.
My dog. Would he do anything for this nigga, gang? When he got locked up, who was there for you? You. When you was homeless, who was there for you?
Because he did say he was there for him when he was in jail. So who else was putting on those books? And he did all this for you. And all you had to do was ask. That's it. All you had to do was ask. Just come to me. Let me know. Tell me what's up. But no, he decided that he would rather steal from him instead. That was just wrong. Like, it was all sorts of wrong. You never want to bite the hand that feeds you, as the saying goes. Why do that? He was clearly kind enough and generous enough to give you money, to loan it to you.
Whose house have you been living in for a year, gang?
Yours, bro.
So why the fuck?
You gave me the card, bro.
Which I don't really agree with. I would have looked at it like he should have like taught you how to make your own money instead of you being so dependent on him. But maybe through certain circumstances that we don't know, you just couldn't, or some other reason. You never know, right? We don't know the full story. However, you then had the audacity to steal thousands. And to me, honestly, I wouldn't even care if it was $100 or $1. That you steal from me, you stole from me. I can't. There's rules in this game. I just can't. And that's where it comes to trust. Like, the one person who you can depend on is somebody who you've been in the trenches with all this time, somebody who you've been there for. So like, why do you see the need to steal from me? I've been there for you through the hard times. I put you under my roof. You were with me. I got you. So why do you feel the need to steal from me? That just doesn't make any sense. And YourRAGE, he really felt the rage in this one, because guy had a bruise on his eye from walking into a wall while YourRAGE was escorting him out of his house. He accidentally walked into a wall. He didn't have time to, put his clothes on because, there was a fire in the guest house and he had to get out immediately. No time to really grab his clothes, unfortunate. But it just goes to show that you can't really be open and honest and really let your guard down around some people, because you never really know who you have in your garden. You never know who you have in your backyard. So you always got to keep your eyes open. In relationships, we always want to let our guard down, feel that we can fully trust the person, and we should be able to. But in this day and age, there's a lot of betrayal that goes on. Mothers steal from their sons.
God damn, man. Yo, your bills were $82,000 this month. It's like your mama.
Your own best friend for 25 years steals from you thousands. And it's just like, where do we go from here?
Has been stealing from me. 50 bands minimum, 100. My dog.
These are the people you should trust. These are the people you should be able to count on. I should be able to look at my best friend and say, yo, I can't do this right now. Here's my card. Please help me out here. I just can't. It's too much. Can you do this for me? This one favor. And he should be able to be like, yeah, sure, I got you. Go use your card, come back, give it to you, no issues. But when you take my card and you just go on a shopping spree or whatever you did, or thousands, I would get it if you got hungry and maybe you bought yourself a snack, like you forgot to tell me, or you bought yourself some lunch and you forgot to tell me. That's one thing. Fair. You know what? Fair. That's one thing. I can understand that. I can let that one pass. But when you go and spend thousands, close to 100K, maybe even over, we're still calculating what it is? Nah, then we got issues. And the lowest it could be is 50K? Nah. Ooh, no. And by the sounds of this, it sounds like he ain't got nothing. So it's just like, you probably even took my car. You probably even like, you know, flashed it around like it was yours. And then you want to act all big. So if you want to act big and you want to showboat your stuff, then here's what I'll do. I'll take my stuff back and you can showboat whatever you got. And I think he handled it perfectly, because he did say, I'm gonna just let you go, because it would have been worse.
I'm doing you a fucking favor right now, nigga. I don't ever want to see you again, my nigga.
After you stole thousands and let's say he, you know, put the pause on him, nobody's really gonna be like, yo, you're rage. Nah, everybody's gonna be like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Guy looks perfectly fine to me. Because we all understand there's certain things you just don't do. Like when that NBA's player's mother stole from him or kept like taking money off his checks that he didn't even know about.
Unbelievable background with parents was there to help him.
It's just like, how do you trust? And I'm not gonna lie, YourRAGE was on some mafia type level. This man had the dogs out. He had the toothpick in his mouth. He had the guy outside at night. This wasn't even during the day. Like he probably found out during the day and he was like, I'm gonna wait. He had the guy outside in just his bare bones and stuff. And he looked at the guy and he said, listen, you my family, so I'm gonna let this go, but you ain't coming back here. I don't ever want to see you around my face again. You hear me? And I understand. He actually was kind and generous. And he said, we had 25 years together, and because of that, I'm not going to go any further than I need to. Because he could have gone further. He could have taken it any route he wanted. Or by himself, self-justice, any route. He could have done that. But he said, you know what? I ain't going to do all that. I'm going to just let you go. And that's where a lot of days it's hard to go into these relationships trusting people. And that's where we have to really be vigilant in our surroundings. Yes, we can trust our friends and our families and our loved ones. Yeah. Of course, that doesn't mean go around not trusting anybody, but just be more self-aware. Carry yourself a little differently. Be more hyper-vigilant. Because even though you want to just blindly have faith in people, you still can't have the faith of, you know, an airhead. You can't just have that kind of faith. You have to have some level of vigilance around you. And it's just a shame that he threw away this type of friendship for what I would assume in comparison when you take the long-term aspect of it is chump change. Because yes, $100,000 is a lot of money, but if you compare it to what YourRAGE probably would have given him in the long run of things, it's nothing in comparison. Especially the fact that he was probably living in his house for free, not paying any utilities, not paying any rent. So to top all that, and now he has to do all that by himself, the amount is incomparable. It's just not. And then you also throw away this long friendship with somebody who downright seems like a loyal friend that a lot of people would die for. For somebody who's always going to be there for you no matter what, even at your lowest points in life, this person was there and held you down. A lot of people would die for such a friendship, and he just threw it away for what? In the grand scheme of things, it's chump change. So to throw all that away and to just then, when he asks him, why did you do it? And he goes on and blames YourRAGE for giving him the card. You gave me the card.
You gave me the card, bro. You gave me the card, gang.
And did what? Wait, when did I give you the card? For what? What did I give you the card for?
No, you didn't. I'm wrong.
How is that a reason? That is not a viable reason at all. Think about it. You can't just say you gave me the card as if you're not at fault. You know what you did was wrong. That's why he even corrected himself, because he knew that answer is not it. That's not the way to go. That's not it. Own up to what I did. But still, if that's your first response, that says a lot about your character, and it says a lot about what you got to work on. People fail to take accountability these days. You messed up. You messed up big time. So you have to take accountability for that. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with me. These are our last moments together. I'm not going to see you again. I'm not going to forgive you. Our last moments, and you want to end it with you blaming it on me? That's the route you want to take?
You gave me the card, bro.
That's how you want me to remember you by? It's one of those hard things to really brush over. It's one of those hard things to really move past, because you don't even take accountability at the end of it. It shows you haven't grown from it. You don't really regret it. You're not remorseful. You're just sad you're losing somebody you could take advantage of. That's what it sounds like. That's what it's giving off. You're sad you're losing somebody you can take advantage of. Because at that point, I don't think you were even my friend if that's how you're going to treat me. So it's one of those things where we have to really be careful of who we allow in our circle, who we trust, who we, really let in. And it really shines a light on Joyno Lucas's song Broski. That song hits a lot different now when I'm watching this. I've never really dealt with friendships like this because I like to keep people at arm's length just to avoid situations like this. Better to be safe than sorry. It's not a really good way to live, but that's just how I do things. And I think this just shines a light and shows me that I really need to be vigilant in who I let into my inner circle, and who we all need to be vigilant of who we let into our inner circle. You might have a friend like YourRAGE who would die for you, who would go to the ends of the earth for you. Those are the people who you should let in. And you also might have a friend like him who you shouldn't let in at all. Leave him at the door. He can hate from outside of the club, I guess. Cause what the hell? But that's what it is. So to throw away such a valuable relationship, not even money wise, just off the principles of loyalty, trust, and just compassion, all those things are valuable in their own rights, extremely valuable. I would say even more valuable than the money. And you just threw all that away for nothing. So we need to really analyze our friendships and how we look at them. We always want to ask girls, what do you bring to the table? But look at your friends. What do you bring to the table to your friends? What do they bring to you? We need to be careful. Some people are just takers. They don't really give. Some people are givers. They don't really take. And it's good to find a balance. It's good to be aware of our situation. But yeah, let me know, have you guys ever dealt with something like that? Because I know if I have, I don't. He held it down better than me. I could never. Like that? You did that to me. He did way better than I ever could. And I give props and I tip my hat off to him because I couldn't do it. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe down below. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.